guys, what is up? If you see these green darts back here, it's part of another video I'm doing where I'm comparing a bunch of different kinds of darts to try to figure out which ones work best with, like what I call muzzle loaders, where you load the dart into a piece of PVC, CPVC, or whatever you use for your barreling. Front loaders like hammer shots and night finders. Clip-fed flywheels like a Strife, or clip-fed Springer like a Retaliator. That's what that video is about, and that's why these darts are out here. I just got in the mail this, which if you don't know what it is an ETRL rapid-fire shotgun, and people make what's called the Doomslayer out of this. Now I have one already, but I removed the turret, and I made it so it cannot use the turret. It is what I call a Dread Slayer. It is a singled Doomslayer, basically, and it hits really frickin' hard and really frickin' far. So I decided, you know what, I'll try to make another one, and I couldn't find this blaster for a long time, and then I found a lot on eBay. They came with the blaster. Everything was 20 bucks. Came with this, a clear recon, a bunch of Rebel darts, and 2 Rebel blasters, which I gave to my younger sister. So I think that was like a steal. So I'm going to try to make myself a, whatever I called it, a Doomslayer. So I'll do some jump cuts here and there of me going through the process. But I always miscall this blaster. It is a rapid-fire shotgun, not a pump-action shotgun, as I typically call it. But to me, they're both the same blaster, basically. It's got a pump, it looks like a shotgun. It's a pump-action shotgun, okay? And that's not the official name or whatever. That's what I typically call this blaster, is a pump-action shotgun. Because, it looks like a frickin' pump-action shotgun, and this orange piece is proving difficult to get off. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you had to remove that orange piece. I did it with my handy-dandy floor and hacksaw. And then I noticed that there was still a screw in here that I didn't take out. So that may have been what was holding it together. And now it's starting to butterfly open, which is beautiful. In the stock, there were 2 screws that were very stripped that I'm having an issue getting out. Or not stripped, just stuck. So I'm going to try to get those out. Alright, awesome. I got those pieces out. I'm going to go ahead and try to open it. Oh, no, there's still one more. Alright, come out of there, Mr. Screw. We don't need you in there right now. Trying to open you up. I think that's good. Yep, there we go. So here are the internals of an ETRL pump-action shotgun. You have your catch mechanism back here. This is the slide that gets primed. Your spring, your plunger tube, and your plunger rod. On the first one I had, this was all white, and there was a piece of cardboard back here. So that made me a little worried. Also, you have your functioning trigger and your trigger safety. Actually, I think the trigger is the belt and catch, and this is part of the catch up here. Alright, time to pop it out. Something just went flying when I took the turret out. Please tell me that's not a required part. Okay, obviously I'm dropping stuff all over. I'll leave the camera on while I do this. Maybe a little bit longer video, but now you can see how I work. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that piece wasn't mandatory. And if it turns out to be that it was mandatory, I will find it later. Alright, so here's your plunger head. It's got that skirt style plunger, kind of like in a quad shot. And the seal, stock, not that good. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that with some fix that stuff. I don't know how I'm going to fix it. I'm trying to remember back to my other ETRL rapid fire shotgun. And yeah, that's going to be step 1. I don't have the barrel pieces yet for the barrel, so I'm just going to prep it for re-turreting. And I purposely said it like that. Don't make fun of me. So yeah, putting this project on hold. Holy donkey balls, guys. Alright. So, I was just messing around. I thought that removing the screw would take off the skirt, making it easier to slip another spring over this. It removed the entire plunger head assembly. In my last pump-action shotgun, that did not exist. You had to forcefully put this additional spring over all the mechanics of this. So that means I can basically add whatever spring I want, and I have a large variety to select from. So, I'm going to go ahead and make this thing a beast. Quick question, what do you get when you add a launch shot spring to another launch shot spring to your stock spring? You get an overpowered spring combination. Now I just gotta work on the plunger head. I'm probably gonna run down to Home Depot so I can get a rubber washer to put here to make it have a much better air seal rather than wrap the whole thing in electrical tape, because that's inefficient. So yeah, I got a lot of running around to Home Depot gotta do to make this seal better, make this seal better, and make the turret use CPVC. Probably gonna use 10-inch barrels, because that's 12 feet of, or not 12 feet. That's a lot of PVC otherwise. So yeah. Alright, taking the turret apart, not too hard. I remove this black piece here, and then it seems like it just wants to slide apart. That would be the cover. There are screws in the back here, which I'm assuming I gotta remove. Yeah. I can use a different screwdriver for that. So I'll go ahead and I'll remove these right quick. Nope, I'll use this screwdriver. It's weird because I got my phone sitting over here, so if you see me looking over here, that's why. And it's showing me what the GoPro is picking up. And it's got like a second of a delay, so I always see myself reaching for a screwdriver as I have it in hand. And it's kind of tripping me up a little bit. So I'm hoping the camera's picking it up. I'm also hoping the sound quality is good. If I'm yelling at you guys, turn your volume down, obviously. If I sound okay, then I sound okay, and you guys don't have to do anything, right? Makes life easy on you. Alright, those screws didn't do anything for me. At least anything beneficial. Just to let you know, I've never looked up how to do this mod. I'm just completely going off of what I think needs to get done and how I think it should get done. I don't see any other screw ports. I'm gonna grab a piece of PVC real quick. Yeah, that just fits right in there. I'll probably just drill these out and then ram PVC in there. I mean, does that seem like a bad idea? That's what I'm thinking. And then I'll run like Steffens or something. I know there's probably a much better way to do that, but that's how I'm going to do it. Because I like this yellow. What I'll probably do is I'll remove this yellow sheath, put in my PVC like that, and then when I go to do a paint job for it, I'll just paint it, but keep this yellow piece out of the equation of being painted. So I'm going to go drill these posts real quick. Alright, I found a better way. I just frickin' ripped the whole thing off of there. So, you know, Hulk smash kind of stuff. So I'm now going to test the PVC fit, and it's really tight. And it's real tight either way I go. So my new idea is cut this in half, put it back here, put PVC here like this. So I'm going to go measure that out and cut it. So here's one of many of the barrels that I'll be doing. That cut looks ugly and horrible, but it'll be glued down in place, and then I'll have this shroud over top of it, so it'll hardly be noticeable. I hope it'll have the shroud over top of it, because I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to try to fit this. Yeah, it'll have that shroud over top of it. Oh, it's because I got duct tape on this barrel. This was a flip barrel for a single blaster. And yeah, it ended up not becoming a flip barrel. So yeah, it'll look like that. It'll look a little cleaner than what it is now. So now I gotta buy a shiz ton of CPVC and a bunch of other stuff. Off to Home Depot. For those of you who have been wondering what my Dread Slayer is, this is my Dread Slayer. It's my singled ETRL rapid fire shotgun with a big bad bow, long shot, and the stock spring in it, and a decent air seal. I wouldn't say perfect, it leaks a little bit, but pretty good. This is, I think, a 12-inch CPVC barrel with a Steffen in it. It's primed. I'm going to go ahead and shoot it into this piece of cardboard over here. I'm going to make sure that you guys can see it. I don't cross the camera, but oh well. I'm aiming for like the top in between the two priority mail signs on the right. Basically right in the center. And yeah. Put a nice big dent right in here. I'll repeat the process of shooting it. And this time I'll get a little closer, and I'll be hitting this side. Pretty much right where I pointed, if my aim serves me any benefit. And as you can tell, that went straight through it. But of course, that was pretty close. So yeah, that's like my quote-unquote sniper rifle. So yeah. Alright, hey, we're back. Right now, I'm cutting CPVC into the correct lengths for my barrels. I'm going to use 12-inch long barrels or 1 foot long barrels. This is 1/2-inch CPVC. Planning on using this blaster mainly to shoot Steffens out of it. I do have some darts for the dart test that I was talking about earlier. That's my phone. If you don't know, that's Megatron from Generation 1. I have some darts that are coming that may or may not be better than what I'm using now. Steffens, i.e. for this purpose. I thought these darts may be good, but I test fitted them and yeah, they don't go further than that in the barrel, so not using them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I gotta make 4 more barrels. And the way I'm doing this is I'm lining up the first barrel I made with the PVC, taking a Sharpie, putting a mark at the length I want, and I'm taking this twist cutter, putting it at that mark, lining up just right so it's going to be the same length every time or every cut. And then you turn this orange knob to tighten it. You tighten it down, and then you rotate the CPVC, or I guess we're with PVC too. And then you continuously tighten and turn, tighten and turn, tighten and turn until it pops. And this is new to me. I used to use like the red pusher kind. So I think this is a lot more exact. And also my cuts are really flush now. Before all my cuts were crooked and jagged and POS. And there. And let's see, does this one fall into the correct length? Yeah, that's basically the same length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Need to make 2 more barrels. Alright, I'll come back when that's done. Alright guys, so here's what I'm doing so far. I've got 9 of the 12 barrels. What I'm doing is I'm taking my knife and I'm cutting out the innards of the barrels at either end, just to get, rid of any burrs that are there. Like if you can notice here, there's some burrs, making it difficult to load a dart. It also widens this part of the CPVC. That way it's easier to load a dart initially. Yeah, I just started doing it to all my barrels a while ago. Once I do that, I come over to the turret piece, and I try to push it into that yellow section, and that one went in really easily. I have the hammer here because some of them took a while and I'd have to whack it. So I got 2 left to do. And then it's put the turret back together, glue it together, and then I'll start working on the internals. I'll let you guys watch and finish this up here. So leave in the comments below if you've ever made a Doomslayer or something like one, like a quad shot, and if you like turret blasters. Blasters with turrets, kind of like the Doomslayer, or a quad shot, or a Maverick I guess would count, and so would a Spectre, and all those kind of blasters. One of my favorite blasters, I'll try not to talk over that, hammer. One of my favorite blasters of all time was the Firefly, I think. It was the 8-shot revolver style blaster. It looked kind of like a P90. Excuse me. I did the quote-unquote clip mod to it, where you could interchange the barrels, and my cousin had 3 that he broke, so I had 3 of those barrels. And I got it shooting about like 80 feet flat. Some crazy range like that. And I'd run with 3 of those barrel turret things. This was back when, 6-round mags were high capacity. Alright, now that I got that set. Oh, but that Firefly, I eventually stopped using it because I went back to my quad shot and I wanted a little more range. Or actually a lot more range. So now that's set, I'm taking this base plate of the turret, and I'm going to fit this in here and make sure it locks in place. Which it does, mostly. And I'm going to tap all the turrets down. So they should all sit at the same height, and this should still be locked into place. So I already noticed that these 2 are higher than the rest. And that's screw for when they're sitting in the turret as well. Alright. I think the best way to do this actually would be something more along like this. Get them all flush. Kind of felt like I was playing Duck Duck Goose there for a second. And now, yeah, there we go. I just gotta glue that together. Alright guys, I have that gluing over to the side. I forgot one step. I had to drill out the back of the black piece so that the barrels, or so the door would fit into the barrels from there. Rotate my camera just a little bit. Now we're going to focus on, if you don't know, I freaking love sour gummy worms. I can go through like a bag 4 times the size in 10 minutes. Besides my addiction to sour gummy worms, now I'm going to go over how I'm going to do the plunger head. So, I have 2 rubber washers, 1 metal washer, or a bunch of metal washers, but I'm only going to use 1, and some screws. So here's my thought. I'm going to remove the stock washer head. Maybe it helps you guys actually see what the heck I'm doing. How should I orient the camera? Just like that. So I'm going to remove the stock washer, or the stock O-ring, whatever it's supposed to be. Because it's not a washer, and it's hardly an O-ring. I guess I just threw it across the room. Oh, where'd you go? Short arms are not good for reaching stuff. Okay, let's see. How can I remove this? Just pry it off. Awesome, that worked. Unfortunately, that worked. It's got these 2 little studs here. That's why I said unfortunately. And those studs are going to be an issue when applying the big washer. I did do this before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to think I'm going to invert it, but I'm not actually going to invert it. I'm going to replace the stock washer head, and on top of it, I can't rip this packaging now because my hand is covered in that grease. On top of it, I'm going to add these 2 other washers and the metal washer to hold it all together, just to be safe. There's 1. Get off my thumb. Packaging wants to stick to me today. Here comes 2. Now it's supposed to be R2-D2. Come on, washers. Nope. Here's that. And I may replace the screw with one of these screws. I just want 1. Don't all fall out at once. Oh, they all fell out at once. So I'm going to do screw on top of a metal washer, on top of a rubber washer, on top of another rubber washer, and then I'm going to put that all on here, and that screw is not going to be long enough, is it? So I guess I'll go back to using the stock screw. And could I remove that? No, I couldn't. I need a washer there still, because the built-in washer to the head of this screw that came with it would be too small for the holes that are here. You can hardly see that. The camera might have picked it up. I don't know. Alright, now we're going to put it all together. Or I'm going to put it all together. You're going to sit there and watch me put it all together. Probably stab myself with the spring another time. That's why I have duct tape on my right middle finger. Is because I stab myself with something during this. Which almost always happens when I make it blasters. I stab myself or cut something or I injure myself one way or another. So I'm always covered in cuts. Or at least my hands. And is this screw too short still? No, it just barely fits. Awesome. So now we're going to tighten that down nice and good. I think this is kind of how I did my other plunger head. It's effective. Oof. It's really stiff though. Which, for some reason, I just feel like stiff plunger heads are not the way to go. Alright. Found my lithium grease. Oh god, it's all icky. Rub that all around there. Lube it up. Giggity. Put some inside the tube. And wow, this plunger head's almost too big to fit now. In fact, I think it is too big to fit. Gosh darn it. Don't you hate it when you grease it all up and you try to put it in and it's still too big? Bad joke. Trying to be like Coop. Not working. I'll come back when I get this thing working. Alright, so what I ended up doing is I removed the bigger of the two O-rings. And if you guys want the actual size, I'll give it to you here. One of them was 3/8 by 1 1/4. Another one was 3/8 by 1/2 inch. So this is a 1/4 by 1 1/2 inch. So this is a 1 1/4 inch washer I have on here with a 1/8 inch by 1 inch metal washer. And my idea was I'd just tighten it down inside of the skirt that came stock in the plunger head, and that will widen out the skirt so that it makes a tighter air seal. And if I cover up the hole and I push the plunger head in, you notice it makes a much tighter air seal and a much louder pop. So now I have a much better air seal, much heavier spring, and everything else is drying. So all I'm supposed to do is sit here and wait. And yeah, I guess I'll come back when the blaster's finished. Alright, so I just finished the blaster. Technically the barrels are still drying, and I cut a little too much off the bottom, so there's a little bit of wobble up and down, as you can see. And that makes it so I have to hold this piece up as I fire, which I'm okay with because I would use it as a front rest anyways when I shoot. I'm going to go load it and shoot it into this cardboard box. I've already test fired it, I think, a dozen times. So it's rear loading, just like that. See, there's one dart in there. I'm going to load 3 and I'll shoot 3 off, or at least attempt to. It has a rotating issue, so I'm going to try to fix that before I, finalize it. So I got one here, here, and here. As you see, it did not rotate that time. I've noticed I have to either point it at the ground or something like that, like up in the air, to get it to rotate, that is. Maybe up in the air would work. No. Alright, there we go. I think this is a loaded dart. So now we're firing at this cardboard. I'm going to drop the camera a little bit so you can see a little better. I'll show you the results. There's 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. And then here are the results. Right here is 1 shot, 2 shot, and 3 shot right up here. I'm trying to just looking at the camera, so there's a 3rd shot. So yeah, hits pretty hard, like a truck almost. This may replace my Doomslayer, because, 12 shots is obviously a lot more than 1. Trying to set the camera back up so that I can make it so you guys see my face, even though no one wants to. So, that's the mod on this blaster. I can't tell if the camera can see me or not, so hi if you can see me. If not, then never mind. Probably cutting off my head right now. I'm going to let it sit overnight, and then I'm going to continue working on it in the daytime. So, now I got my 2 rapid-fire shotguns. Gotta find somewhere to hang this at, because actually I'll probably move a couple blasters and hang it there. I'll put it up here for now. Ooh. Hey, that fits. Alright, so thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy, the boo-hoo button is there for you too. Please leave a comment if you want to. My name is Ken. I don't want to shoot my new camera, so I'll shoot at it. And I'm signing off. Ken, edit that part out. If not, everyone gets to hear this funny thing about me saying editing it out.